Hey everyone, it's Christian here, and I'm back. I'm actually in the same property that I did the banyan tree video on, and I was walking by and I saw this, and I couldn't believe how healthy and nice and pretty this Washingtonia was. So, in Florida, you will rarely see Washingtonia foliifera. There's two species of Washingtonia. There's Washingtonia robusta and Washingtonia foliifera. Now, Washingtonia robusta is actually not as robusta as foliifera is. Foliifera has a bigger trunk, a bigger crown, but the other one is called robusta. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was the first one discovered and they thought it was robust. So you can see this crown. It's hard to explain, but if you look at my hand here on the leaflet, you can see just how big it is. And it's not, to give you an example of, if you guys can see the Washingtonias over there, those are actually, they look pretty nice too, but this crown of leaves, the amount of leaves in general, there's probably 20 or so leaves, and normally you'll see that on a Washingtonia that is not properly trimmed, but this one is kind of just holding everything. The leaves are very large and quite pretty. It almost makes me want to believe that this might be there's a hybrid of Washingtonia foliifera and robusta. It's called filibusta, and it's popular in a lot of cold hardy areas where people like to, or not cold hardy areas, colder areas where people like to grow hardy palms, because it seems to be a fast grower and quite cold hardy as well, as cold hardy as foliifera. So maybe about 10 degrees, 12 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can see the crown goes way up here. I mean, it's got to be 25 leaves on here, and they're all beautiful. And it doesn't look like this was actually planted here on purpose. It might have been, but you look down, you just kind of look at the rest of the landscaping and say, okay, does it look like this was put in with the rest? And it just doesn't look like it. There isn't like another one to match. Usually, most landscapers will use symmetry, and there's no symmetry there. So, but I know a lot of you out there like to grow Washingtonias. It's one of the much hardier palms that you can grow out there, and this is a really good example of. Let me see if I can back up a little bit here and get a full view of all of this plant. Now the actual trunk is only a couple, 2 or 3 feet, but it's about 10 or 12 feet tall overall. So it's actually quite a nice looking plant, and it might be mistaken for, say, a Chinese fan palm, just because of the size of its leaflets. You don't usually see them. They're usually a lot droopier and just have a lot more of that hair. So you can see there's some there. So, but anyway, this is kind of give me a different view on Washingtonias. When I first moved here, I thought they were neat, and then I would see them growing up in sidewalk cracks and just about everywhere. And in just the woodlands in Florida, it's actually a Class 1 invasive because of its very fast growing habits. So I'll say that I am a little bit impressed, or I am fairly impressed with this plant, and I really think that it can be a pretty palm given the right conditions. So this must get a lot of water and fertilizer. So anyway, leave that there. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, the video that is. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions about Washingtonia, filibusta, or robusta, or foliifera, leave them down below, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. And I'll see everyone next time.